Hey everyone, so it's time for a really neat reveal. At least I think it's a really neat reveal. In our last video, you might have seen me sitting on the hood of this car, but had a car cover on it. I was teasing that something really neat related to the show was under the cover. So today I'm going to reveal that to you. It is this car. Now, as you can tell by the profile, yeah, it's a Trans Am, or maybe a Camaro. It's a Trans Am. This is the Knight Rider channel. So, but this isn't just any Trans Am. You see, this particular car is related to Knight Rider. How, you might ask? Well, introducing David Hasselhoff's personal 1985 Trans Am, given to him in 1985 when it was brand new, given to him by Pontiac for his work on Knight Rider. So, why is this car here? What's the history of this car? And are you interested in owning it? All that and more in this very special video on what we're calling the Hoffmobile. All right, so before we give you guys an up close and personal tour of this car, I want to give you a little bit of history, a little history lesson. So, in 1982, as you know, the show Knight Rider started airing on NBC, and David Hasselhoff wanted to do everything possible to make that show a success. One of the things that he did was he would take his weekends and he would fly all over the country and go to car shows to promote the then new show. Specifically, he would go to the Pontiac booths. He was even there a couple times with Natalie Carroll, the Firebird girl, who graced all of Pontiac's advertisements in 1982 and 83, a little bit in 84, and was also in the episode The Topaz Connection. So Hasselhoff spent a lot of his weekends flying all over the country doing these shows. In exchange for that, I mean, he did those shows partially to bring awareness to Knight Rider, but Pontiac also asked David to do these tours and this promotion for Pontiac, because Pontiac knew that this could potentially be a gold mine, which it turned out to be, because here we are talking about it 43 years later. So in 1983, Pontiac gave two 1983 Recaro Trans Ams, one to David Hasselhoff and one to his wife at the time, Catherine Hickland, Stevie Mason for fans of the show. So David and Catherine each owned an 83 Recaro Trans Am for about 2 years. Now the whereabouts of those two Recaros are not known as of yet. We hope to find them one day. But in 1985, early 1985, Catherine sold her 83 Recaro and bought a gold Corvette with it. With the money from that, bought a gold Corvette. And there's actually a few press photos of the day where you can see David and Catherine pulling up in this gold Corvette to different events. So in 1985, David was still doing some of these car shows, and Pontiac wanted to give him another Trans Am. So that is this car that you see here, this 1985 Trans Am, fully loaded, decked out, which you'll see. And David ended up we're not sure if he sold his 83 car or traded it in. Well, no, he would have sold it because this was a promotional car. This car was never sold to a private owner. It went directly from General Motors to a local dealership so Hasselhoff could pick it up. But this, for all intents and purposes, is a promotional car, a Trans Am promotional car, specifically given to David for his work with Pontiac, for his work on Knight Rider. So I know some of you guys in my previous video, I asked you to, what did you think under the cover? You said the missing hardtop stunt car. How I wish it was the missing hardtop stunt car. It is not. But you have to say, this car is really neat in and of itself, and the fact that it survived is equally as amazing. So what I want to do is take you around the car, show you the inside, the outside of it, tell you a little bit about it. And then towards the end of this video, if you are interested in potentially owning this car, we'll tell you about how you can inquire about that and look into that a little bit further. We got it to save the car because the people that we got it from didn't really know too much about the history of the car, and we were afraid that it was going to get, I don't know, modified, parted out, and not parted out, it's obviously an excellent car, but modified or deviated from what it was stock when Hasselhoff owned it. We didn't want that to happen. So, but we don't have really room in our collection for what's coming up in our channel, which more surprises, more secrets. So, all right, let's take you around the 85 Hoffmobile and show you some of the details. All right, so here we go. David Hasselhoff's personal 85 Trans Am. Now, the first thing you're obviously going to notice is this license plate here. Are you who? This is, and you can see it in pictures of the day, that is the original vanity plate that David Hasselhoff got for this car. Now, you might be asking yourself, how in the world is it still on this car? Because certainly we didn't get this from David. You know, David owned this car, which I don't think we covered, from 1985 through 1990. So how are the original plates still on the car? Well, it's easy. In the state of California, when you sell a car, the plates go with the car. This car, up until now, has never left California, and that's why David's original Are You Who plates are still on the car, which to me is just one piece of provenance. Wait till you see some of the other provenance we have. It's amazing. Are You Who is a reference to Knight Rider. This, David got those plates because he would be driving around Los Angeles and would maybe pull up to a red light and someone beside him would say, hey, are you the Knight Rider? Or are you David Hasselhoff? Are you Michael Knight? And so he got that question so many times that he put it on his vanity plate. Are you who? There you go. All right. So the car is in decent shape for its age. It does have some flaws, which we will go over for sure, but there is zero rust on this car. It is a solid California car. And there's the rear Are You Who plate. And, you know, they stopped putting registration stickers on in 2009, but I don't know if you can see how thick the registration stickers are. I bet you if you got back to, well, not I bet you, I know if you got back to the original one, it probably says 1985 on it. In fact, aren't the oh no, it would be 86 because it's an 85, so this would expire in 86, and the 86 tags are orange, which is the first plate on there. So February of 86, Are You Who? Isn't that cool? So this car is pretty much fully loaded from the factory. You got T-tops, locking gas door, you have the aero package, it's got the 5.0 liter tune port injection, the TPI motor. This is the first year for the motor. This car runs great. We did have to, we changed out some spark plugs and some spark plug wires, but really runs amazingly well. The decals are all faded, as you can see. The paint, I'll be honest with you, the paint in places is pretty rough, especially where the sun beat down on it, the hood, the top up here, over there. The sides are not too bad, as you can see, but the top, think about it as a California car. There's some fading, there's bubbling, a little bit of, not bubbling from rust, just, you can probably see it a little bit in the paint. So that would, you know, certainly need addressed, but, and the tail lights are faded, but they're original. They're the original ones. There's a little bit of fading there, a little fading here. There's a small crack right there. It's not all the way through. It's just on this light outer layer. There's a small crack there. And the bird's a little faded there. Those are the original rims. There is a small dent right here too, as you can see. Just a tiny one. This could be popped out. And the Trans Am logo. I don't know if it was supposed to be silver or if it's supposed to be blacked out like that. I don't know. And then there's a little ding here on the side of the mirror. But isn't this incredible? This car survived. Like I said, wait until you see the provenance we have with this car. But before we do that, let's take a look inside. What shocked me the most when I saw the interior here, these are the original seats, and there are no rips in the seats whatsoever. These are the somewhat rare Lear Sigler seats with the adjustable bolsters. I think this, yeah, this adjusts. I don't know how this adjusts. This goes in and out too. They are really in amazingly great shape. Same with the back seat. There's the back seat there. These seat belts, I'm gonna fix them. The spring in there just needs fixed, and then the seat belts will be fine. So I'll be fixing that here soon. There's the door panel. I have new weather stripping I'm gonna put on here, and I'm gonna replace this weather stripping too here shortly. You're kind of seeing this car pretty much as we got it, just with a few. There's really not much that needs addressed. Like I said, it runs real great. Think about it. That's the original wheel that the Hoff grabbed. Catherine Hicklin. We have a picture of the Hoff sitting here, holding the wheel. Catherine's getting in the driver or the passenger seat. But when you get in here, you can see this is it even still has the original radio. Now the radio has some issues. It's probably gonna need rebuilt, which most of those Delcos need rebuilt after 40 years. And someone, the subsequent owner added this coolant gauge. I don't know for sure. I haven't checked to see if this coolant gauge, if there's a problem with this one or not, but they added this one. It's just kind of sitting in here. But you can, I'll just let it hang down for a minute. You can see this has the optional subwoofer system in here with the gain, rear defrost, trunk release, power windows, power mirrors, power locks. Like I said, this car, I think the only thing it doesn't have is a power antenna, now that I think of it. It's got the, what's that funky overhead console called? With the appointment calendar. It has the flashlight in here, which does work, actually. There's the Firebird flashlight it comes with. There are some tiny, tiny rips. This could probably be glued. And this is just sagging a little. I'm gonna see if I can fix this a little bit just by pulling it up and gluing it. I think I'll be able to fix that all right. So let's go around to the other side here. So there's this door panel. Like I said, I don't think I showed you, but I don't know how well you can see this, but there is like zero rust on this car. it lived in a dry climate all its life. So it's gonna reflect that. So this panel's in a little nicer shape. I'll do some work here to get that reattached. These there's plastic nuts on the back. Sometimes those come undone, so we'll fix that. I'm gonna replace this weather stripping isn't too bad, but we're gonna replace this anyways, and replace the weather stripping in the door jamb. But the carpet is in decent shape as well. Seatbelt receivers have a little bit of wear, as you'd expect, but they do have the clip in here because this was a safety or a recall notice where you could get these clips added. So, because a lot of times that plastic would break. But just look at this seat, and they are super comfortable seats. I've driven in a lot of Trans Ams, but this one is very comfortable. So there is a little bit. I'm gonna try and get this off. I don't know if that's a little bit of latex paint or what, but a little bit of paint got on here. I should be able to get this cleaned off, or at least I'll try to. And same with this seatbelt receiver, we're gonna fix that. That won't be a problem. But look at those back seats. Just incredible. And the car smells pretty good too, which is, you know, is important. T-top. No rust whatsoever in the T-top area. Solid as can be. This is the original headliner. There's a few little areas where the fabric is pulling away. Just up here, it's not sagging any. Actually, I'm shocked. If you look under here, it does not sag at all, and it looks really nice. The only issues are just right along the top there. Again, sun fading or sun damage from the California sun, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and look up here too. There we go. It's a little dirty in there, but no rust. Yeah, and as you can see there, fabric is kind of worn away a little bit, but other than that, it looks pretty nice up there. The T-tops are in excellent shape. And these are the locking T-tops. Yeah, which I think late 84 was the first year for locking T-tops. All right, how about under the hood next? And then we'll show you the underside. Let's get under the hood here. So there's under the hood. Just had a fresh oil change. Like I said, runs great. Newer battery, I believe. Yeah, I think that's a newer battery. But no issues under here. You can see what I was talking about. Look, no rust. No rust at all. The air conditioning belt was off when we got it. I know the air conditioning, I'm sure, needs recharged, but that's very common with all these cars. Like I said, new plugs, new wires, runs amazingly well. It really does. The suspension, so I'm gonna replace the front sway bar links need replaced. They're pretty hard. I'm gonna replace those. At some point, it probably, you know, I'm guessing probably needs new shocks, which is, again, normal for a car this old. But the sway bar links I'm gonna take care of. So let me see if I can get you under the car here a little bit. So when we go under here, that is still the original exhaust. And look at it, it looks brand new. Isn't that amazing? Again, that's what California does. None of this stuff surface rusts. So this car is almost as original as you can get. It really is. It has wear, but it's as Hasselhoff owned it. Are you who? To me, that's one of the coolest things. Well, until I show you the next coolest thing. Let's close that door. Let's get under here. there's the catalytic. That catalytic converter was probably changed out knowing California's strict emissions. This car does not leak anything. I've had it parked in my new garage over here, and there was nothing. Dry as a bone, no coolant, no oil, no transmission fluid, nothing. All right, let's pop the trunk. I'm gonna show you what's in the trunk here. The door locks work. They're a little fussy. You can see they work. Both of them work. That's normal with them. What I need to do is whenever I take this panel off to fix it, I actually need to grease some of the mechanism, and when you press that, they'll pop in and out. I had that issue with my last one. All right, let's pop the trunk. So here's the trunk area. Pretty clean. Pretty clean. What I wanted to show you, this is pretty neat. These are some original press photos of Hasselhoff with this car. There's the picture I was telling you, him sitting in the passenger or the driver's seat, and there's Catherine getting in on the other side. And there's like, we have a number of photos. This will be included with the car, but yeah, it's in good shape here. Need to clean that out a little bit, but again, no rust. It's wet because I just washed it. No rust up there. All right, so now you guys have to see this. So I know what you're saying. So you've got the RU Who plates. The car looks like the one in the pictures. How do you know this is actually this was actually Hasselhoff's Trans Am? And the answer to that is right here. We have the original transfer notice from 1990 when David Hasselhoff, there's his name, there's his address, and his signature is down here behind these photos, sold it to the next owner. And there's some pictures here. They're not the greatest, but you can see David with that owner with the car right there. And then when we open this box, we've got the original manual, not in the greatest shape, but this warranty book, the original warranty book. Look at the owner's name. Look at the owner's name. Hassle Free Incorporated. This was David's production company in the 80s. Isn't that crazy? So we also have the title in here, California title. Here's the PHS report, along with an extensive receipt collection going back to 1990. 30 some years, 35 years of receipts for this car. We haven't even really gone through that. Who knows, maybe you'll find some other interesting treasures in here. But this is, to me, the license plates, the fact this car has all the same options as the one in the pictures we have, and this is the silver bullet. 1000% this is David Hasselhoff's personal Trans Am. All right, let's put that back in there for now. So everything works great. Headlights, do a walk around here. I think marker lights are on. That marker light needs a new bulb. I'll have to remember that. Tail lights. Looks like that marker light. go ahead and fire it up. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful. Windows. One window, that window, so you can see the semi better. Mirrors, I don't know if you can see, they work. Just a really neat car. This, you can see rear defrost works. I already showed you the power trunk. Idles nice and smooth. Here, we'll take you out here so you can hear the This is a really nice car. Wipers work. Like I said, it needs some minor work, but all right. Garage kept. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. We have the Hoffmobile, because why not? But like I said, this is one of those things that we're just the temporary caretaker of. I know one of you guys out there is interested in having a piece of David Hasselhoff history and really a piece of Knight Rider history, right? This car exists and this car is here because of Knight Rider, because of David Hasselhoff's connection to it. So this might be the next best thing to owning an original kit, right? If you're interested in this car, head over to knightriderhistorians.com and we have lots of pictures, information, all that stuff, and then reach out to us if you are interested. We will ship this car worldwide. All right, thanks so much for watching. You just never know what we're gonna come up with here. Hope you appreciate it, or I mean, hope you enjoy it. Hope you appreciate it too. And see you on the next video.
Hello friends, it's me, Kit. When I'm not out fighting crime, I like to follow my friends at knightriderhistorians.com. Check it out.